So the top row is the Andalusian Bantams, the bottom row is the Polish. Say these two looking straight, or three looking straight at me, are little cockerels. I think about half of the 20 that I hatched off were splashes and possibly recessive whites, and the remainder are blue. I'm really liking that little guy that just disappeared there. I did have him up here, but I had to move the game chickens out, so I decided to drop them down a level so they could have the full space. There's the Polish. These guys are flying around. Finally feel like we're getting some things accomplished around here. So every morning I gotta come out and open up that garage, let these guys get some extra daylight. Then I gotta come over here and turn the ducks loose. It is supposed to be a garden, but we didn't get to it this year. On this side anyway. The other side of the garden we're going to plant a little bit of stuff. Difficult to open that one-handed. Off they go. They're starting to set. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nests and 5 hens. I know runners aren't really known for setting, but I've had them do it before. I'm just going to let them do it again. Over here is the other half of the garden. That bush, I'm going to have to trim that thing down. It wasn't nearly that big when we put this pond in. These are the runs that I built for breeding the runners. The first year I tried to pair them up. Decided not to do that this year, but I purposefully left the wire up like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to till the ground and plant next to the chain link so we can just wire up or string up the plants. We're doing peppers and tomatoes and tomatillos. So we'll just do a string of them along each one of these sections of chain link. But I'm getting a little bit of rain, not too much. The ground's actually fairly hard. The neighbor brought his tiller over and he was trying to till with it and couldn't accomplish a whole lot. Oh, there goes a rabbit. And we tore up the ground right in front of the house here because it's just a little patch of grass right there, and it's kind of feels dumb to mow that. So we're gonna turn it into a giant flower bed. But we'll come over here and we'll take a look at these little game chicks. This game hen in here, I came from town the other day and she was hanging upside down by her spur on the fence line. So we put her in here to let her heal up. But the problem is her and this Polish hen keep trying to get after each other between the wires, so I'm gonna have to find somewhere else to put her now. Here's a little game chicks. They're pretty happy in their outdoor brooder here. And that stack brooder, it's the first year that we've been doing anything with it. So it's going to be a learning experience as to how many I can put in there and for how long. And these little guys told me, well, we're sick of being in here, so you got to move us. Now, you might be thinking I'm cracking jokes here when I say that they told me that, but if you observe the behavior of your birds, they'll tell you a lot. So I was in there feeding. I heard little distress calls coming from some of them, like they were being picked at with the others, and sure enough, I got to looking and I had bare backs and bare patches on the necks on quite a few of them, and that is a sign of a couple of different things. It could be a nutritional problem, boredom, space. So considering that there wasn't feather picking going on with the Bantams or the Polish, I ruled out the nutritional aspect of it and decided that it has to be a space issue. So we got them all out here, and the brooder they were in was a 6 foot by 3 foot approximately. And now they're in this double stack brooder, which is, what is it here? 6 times 3 would be 18 square feet if I'm correct. So they went from an 18 square foot space to this 64 square foot space. And not only that, but they've got a ramp. They can go up and down to the 2 levels. I put the feed on top and the water on bottom. And they got grass and bugs to chase, so they're going to be a lot happier in here. In handling the chicks, when I brought them out here, I put no-pick lotion on them. And as I was handling them, I'm under the impression, just looking at their comb development and their color that's coming in, that I've got a lot of young cockerels, or stags as you call them, in this group. And that's probably what kicked off the whole territorial feather picking and boredom, is they're just bullying each other because there's too many boys in there. So we brought them out here, we got them doctored up, and when I put them in here, I put half of them in the bottom and dipped their beaks in the water, and I put the other half up top with the food, because I know they're going to be calling to each other to figure out where everybody's at, and that way one half of the group will show the other half of the group where the feed is, and then vice versa with the water. You see, they're already figuring out how to use the ramp, and that ramp's going to be good exercise for them as well. They've got room to flap their wings and everything in here. But when you first move your chicks outdoors, one of the things you're going to notice is you got to go out and look at them at night. I was out here at 11 o'clock at night checking on them, and they had bunkered down in this corner here. Well, the only thing I can think of is baby chicks like to they like to bundle up together for warmth, obviously, but they also find a corner because it eliminates in their mind the number of directions they can be attacked from, and they like somewhere where they've got high visibility, so they always seem to corner themselves up against the wire. So you got to go out there and spook them back from the wire towards the wooden end. And then what I like to do also, here comes the ducks again. But what I like to do also is I'll put a lamp in the wooden part, and part of that is they're accustomed to feeling safe under an artificial lamp. So it's not so much that they need the heat at this point, it's more that they know that that's a safe spot. And so I spooked them up, I got them up and moving around, plugged in the light. I came back out a little while later and they had all hunkered down, and they weren't on the top level under the light, but they're on the bottom level directly down where the light would shine, which I'm perfectly fine with. Obviously it didn't get cold enough to where I lost any, you know. And in about a week or so I'll probably be able to wean them off of that light altogether. You see right there, they're chasing bugs and eating grass and just having a good time. So hopefully they're going to quit beating up on each other for now. There's, off the top of my head, I want to say there's 16 chicks in here. And this will hold them for quite a while before they're going to need to go in anything bigger. But that's what's going on this morning. Hope everybody had a good Father's Day. I'll talk to you later.